Well, good afternoon. Guess.
Hello.
Hi, June. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
I'm in June Lamoureux's area that she paints, and she has something on her easel today. What are you painting, June?
I'm working on a painting from a photograph that I took some time ago at the end of summer, and this lily pond has lost most of its lilies. I was doing all right till a few days ago when I realized I had the wrong blue in the sky and water, so I had to paint it all out, and I'm starting all over again. As you can see, I'm working from the back to the front, top to bottom, in layer upon layer upon layer. This is kind of okay back here. I think I need to deepen some of my darks. My palette is made up of, now it's two blues. One blue is the sky, the other blue I'm using to make the greens in here. So it's a blue, green, two yellows, a brown, and red. So that's the palette. It's a bit of a mess here because I worked on it the other day and I covered it with saran wrap so the bigger piles of paint are still good and usable.
And you're working in acrylics?
This is acrylic. I do use this additive to my water that makes my paint really smooth in that you can do a glaze. I'll give you a little sample here.
Yeah.
I'll put a little glaze on this sky. Let's see. Show you what I'm talking about. Got to get the yellow out of that. I didn't want yellow. So if I do a little glaze right in here, it looks kind of wild, but it'll blend in. As you know, the sky toward the horizon gets lighter than it is up high. And I'm not afraid to mess it up because I can fix it. That's a nice thing about being the artist. You can fix it.
Fix it. I like that.
Okay, see how it lightened up the bottom a bit?
Yes.
Now if
like
I don't like this line here, I can do some other things with it. That's the nice thing about paint like this. If you make a mistake, it's okay. You can fix it. This is a little dark in here, this blue. It should be a little bit paler, I think. So you can see that I have a lot to do yet. Now, next month when I'm featured, I do have another painting similar to this because it was taken at the same lily pond, and it is finished, and I'm happy with it. But it's closer to things than this. This is something I didn't have in the other one. So it's going to be tricky with the shadows falling across everything.
Oh, but that's going to be fun to do, I think.
Oh, yes, because you like to have a challenge when you're doing something, and you want it to be different and unique. So that's what I'm doing with that.
Oh, this is, so far, it is just turning out beautiful. I love it.
Thank you. These are just in here to remind myself where it's going to be. These are not finished, you know.
Right, so that you leave a space and
I know
put a bunch of darks on it.
I know where those reflections are going to be. And, you know, again, there's a lot more to be done here. It will not be ready for the gallery walk itself.
Well, you'll just have to send me a picture to put on Facebook when you finish it. So that we can see the progress of it. Oh, so you're feature artist in April, right? At Artist Workshop Gallery.
And Sheila Halderman is the other featured artist.
Okay.
I think I have 30 new paintings.
30, wow.
That will go up. Now, they're not all big, but each one has a different challenge to me. I'm working on one over here that's a different challenge. I have a bunch of greens I'm needing to use up because I don't normally use green from the tube. I usually mix my green. So I decided to challenge myself to do this lily pond thing with them. There is a painting in the gallery now that has that same lily pond. It's larger, and I didn't use these greens. I made my own. So that's my other challenge.
Your other challenge. But I do think mixed greens are the prettiest.
Oh, you can get them so rich, particularly when you put a red in them.
Right, because and these colors in this one, the lily pond with the trees, the landscape, the greens are so much prettier. But I know you're not finished with this other one.
Well, you see, I'm going to put red in there that will do some interesting things. You see the background, it's kind of getting some different things going on.
Now, why would you put red?
Oh, it makes it rich.
Oh.
It makes a richness to the color. To me, it's fun.
It could be it's a complement of the green, too, right?
Right? So you end up with something that could be, again, there's a color I never use. I never use black.
No, me neither.
So you see all the dark in there is because I'm mixing red in there and blue in there and brown perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think when you put black on it, it got a dead spot.
Right, it flattens it or something.
Yeah, it's just
yeah.
dead looking.
So
you missed the watercolor I was working on the other day.
Oh,
but
goodness.
Maybe the next time.
Yeah. Well, can we take a tour of your layout? You want to tell us about it? I know what these are. These are her miniatures, which you do seem to like to work in miniatures.
You know, when it's quiet time or I pick up these little frames, it's kind of fun to see what goes in them. And all of those, for the most part, are from photographs I took somewhere, you know.
So you mainly work from photographs then?
I do. Actually, all those Christmas ones I took from ornaments and things I had on here.
How fun.
I just lined them up and painted them.
How fun. You know, that's what's cool about artists. They have such an imagination. They think a little bit differently, I think.
It's so fun.
Right. And it's kind of neat to look into an artist's life in a way and see how they work and how they arrange things and stuff. I don't know. It's just, I found it fascinating. So, you know, I know how I do it, but my way's not the only way. So it's kind of cool.
It's really interesting for me. It's very fun and exciting. I'm never bored.
I just don't understand how people can get bored. I've never been able to understand that. Looks like you have lots of wonderful storage space. That is so important when it comes to an artist area.
Well, you see my palette here for my watercolors is just as messy as the palette for my things. I stuck these on here so I could lay a piece of cardboard across without getting it in the paint.
Right. Got to keep that paint, boy. But you know, it's a different medium too, but it also is something that needs blending and mixing.
I've got 2 large watercolors that are going to be in the gallery for gallery.
Oh, good.
Walk. I had a lot of fun with those too.
And I understand you do your own framing.
I do. I collect frames and I mark the sizes of them and I'll cut my own mats and I have glass that I really have too much glass. But I will cut it to fit whatever I need.
Oh, you cut your own glass.
Yeah.
That can be challenging.
Well, I have a box over there with broken blades and broken glass. And when it gets full, I'll seal it up so nobody gets hurt, and then I'll throw it away.
Oh, you could take it downtown to that mosaic place.
Oh, who wants those blades? But, you know, I have everything I need to do anything, and there's really nothing else I need except time.
Time. Oh, that's the hardest part. Boy.
And here, these are old paintings of my family. My daughter painted those 2. This is from some friends who painted things, and I have over there things I just couldn't throw away. You know, I found this at a junk store, and I thought it was great, so I kept it.
Oh, yeah. That's an art in itself, the paper cutting. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is from some other artists.
Wow.
So these are my granddaughters.
That's the most wonderful art, isn't
I have
it?
to keep those forever.
Right. It's kind of like the refrigerator art. You got to leave it up, or at least make sure it's up when they come.
Yeah. Well, I think it matters that they see you kept it for them.
Oh,
you know?
I think so too. You know, you can make or break a kid for art if you're not careful. You need to encourage them.
I think children are naturally artists.
Yes.
You know, And if they've got a little more than just regular talent, they can fly.
Right.
You know, so I encourage them all to just do it.
Definitely.
I
That's
understand
good.
they want to come and visit, and part of the visit is they want art lessons. Okay.
Yeah.
I have some more over there. There's one from Eileen Manise up here. You know Eileen.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And this was one when we had that years ago when Artist Workshop Gallery was having this silent auction kind of thing when we were at the older place. Well, that's one of the pieces I got then.
Wow. Whose is that? That is pretty.
Oh, I can't remember her name. I think she's gone on. Nita. All right, you say that.
Calameo, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
Isn't that neat?
Yes. And that wasn't truly typical of Nita's work either.
Well,
I would not have recognized that as
I
hers.
really didn't know her, you know, but I thought that was really neat. This is the kind of thing I cannot do.
Oh, but that's fun.
I cannot do that. I can do art, but I cannot do.
I like the pumpkins.
That was the woman who was in Brush Strokes. They have since moved.
I don't recognize that name.
She used to teach, I think, in Texas. And then she moved on to Chattanooga and gave me some of her things. This gal was in the gallery when we were at the other place, and she went to California. I can't remember her name.
Wow. So you not only paint, but you have a collection of art
well,
too.
You know, I think it's important to be supportive.
Right, definitely.
I have more in my bedroom, but we don't need to go there.
No. Well, is there anything you want to tell people other than come and see your exhibit? And we're going to be open for gallery walk night.
I hope so. It sounds like we're going to.
Yes.
And I will try and look really nice for a change. Instead of my hermit look, maybe I'll get a haircut.
Maybe get a haircut. Yeah, a lot of people are having trouble with the haircut deal. I've noticed more people with long hair.
Well, my daughter's done it twice, and I think I'm ready for a fixer-upper.
Fixer-upper. Well, I want to thank you for giving us a glimpse into your little haven here.
Well,
this has been nice.
To come anytime.
Okay.
I can always make room for another artist to come and play with me or play with me.
Oh, yeah, but, you know, artists are pretty much loners, too.
You really can't concentrate and have a conversation, really.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And I know my husband, when he's gone, I really produce a lot of good stuff.
Right.
Otherwise, he gets a little lonely and comes looking for me.
I know the feeling.
There it goes.
But thank goodness we have a basement.
Yes. And I often will, by the way, have a frame available so that I can get an idea of where it's kept.
Oh, that is a good idea, isn't it?
I'm not saying this frame is going to be the one.
But to have something, because to knock the edges down where you can see.
You can see how
look at
it
that.
looks when you put it in a frame.
Oh, yes. It looks almost finished in the frame here in the camera. When you look.
It's got a ways to go, but it's a very helpful tool if you're a new artist starting off. If watercolor or oils or whatever, have a frame or a mat to put around it. It will help you see it better.
So much better.
I also think if you photograph it.
Oh, yes. That's why
I usually do that, and it I can see the mistake immediately.
Yeah, it's funny. Or hold it up to a mirror.
Right. All the tricks.
Yes, all the tricks. Well, I'm going to say thank you very much and appreciate this. And we will be looking forward to a photograph of your finished painting on Artist Workshop Gallery Facebook page.
Well, I certainly will send it to you. The last one I sent you was a blurry shot. I will see if I can do better.
Yeah.
I'm not the techie.
Oh, okay. Make sure it's a good... it was blurry because it was not large enough.
Okay.
So
I will do better.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, and I'm going to slip out of here.
Thanks a lot, Marlene. That's really wonderful of you to do this.
Thank you. This was fun.